aka MrBoxy.com, aka Mr. I Let Your Motherfucking Boy. So I'm talking about Deontay Wilder versus King Kong Ortiz. This fight is rumored to be in construction. It is rumored to be actually in the final stages of construction. You know what I mean? Now, of course, like I mentioned, it is a rumor, but if this is true, this is really good for the boxing fans. This is a really good fight. I mean, you're talking about two guys that have like a 90+% knockout ratio. I mean, Deontay Wilder has knocked out everyone he's stepped into the ring with aside from one person. All right, King Kong has a very similar knockout ratio. So pretty much we're guaranteed a knockout in this fight for the most part if these two were to step into the ring. I mean, it is really a terrific fight. I mean, King Kong Ortiz is, to me, fundamentally, technically, is probably the best heavyweight out there. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with that shit, but I think fundamentally, King Kong Ortiz is probably the best guy. He's the best heavyweight. You know what I mean? The guy is technically solid. You know what I mean? Now, does that mean he'll beat every heavyweight? No, it doesn't mean that. But it does mean that his technical skills, his fundamentals, will give him a fighting chance, a good competitive edge against anyone he gets into the ring with. And that includes Deontay Wilder. So if this fight happens, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm on the bandwagon 100%. I'll be the first one tuned into the fight to watch it. You know what I mean? Shit, I might even go to the goddamn fight. That's how sold on this fight I would be. All right, Wilder versus King Kong Ortiz. You know what I mean? But even though I have my feelings about the fight, I still have reservations about it. I love the fight, but at the same time, I can't help but wonder, why is this fight happening right now? Because if I'm not mistaken, and I could be mistaken, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but King Kong Ortiz is the mandatory for Anthony Joshua's WBA belt. Okay? So that means that Deontay Wilder in no shape or form is obligated to fight King Kong Ortiz. So why is this fight taking place? And again, I love the fight, but why is it happening right now? Especially when Deontay Wilder has a fight of his own. Berman Stavern is his mandatory and is putting tremendous pressure on the sanctioning body to get his fight made. So why is Deontay Wilder going out of the way to fight King Kong Ortiz? Now, it may be because of the recognition. I mean, a lot of boxing fans recognize King Kong Ortiz to be a top quality heavyweight fighter. You know? But even with the recognition in mind, if you're Wilder and you're looking at King Kong Ortiz objectively, it's not like this guy is a moneymaker. It's not like he sells pay-per-view buys or anything like that. It's not like you're going to get a ton of money to fight him. It's not like he has a belt. It's not like you're going to get anything tangible to fight this guy. So why the sudden interest in fighting him? I just can't understand it. Now, of course, I have no choice but to speculate why this fight would take place. All right? And my speculation leads me to this conclusion. And I could be wrong, but hey, this is speculation. What if Deontay Wilder wants to fight King Kong Ortiz in hopes of securing the position as the mandatory for the WBA belt? Now, of course, you know, this is pure speculation at this point. Because first of all, I don't even know that you can be a champion and be a mandatory at the same time. I don't even know that you can do that. You probably can't. But there's also a chance that you can. If you can secure a mandatory position while being a champion, then that would really kind of close the doors on Anthony Joshua. It would really kind of put him in the position to where he needed to fight Wilder sooner rather than later and give Wilder some edge when it comes to negotiations. Now, I've done videos before talking about the heavyweight division and Anthony Joshua and that sort of thing. And in those videos, I always mention that Anthony Joshua, when put into the negotiation, when at the negotiation table with Wilder, would have the overwhelming advantage. And I say that for a reason. I mean, it's fact. I mean, honestly speaking, negotiations to me between Joshua and Wilder would go similar to how negotiations would go for a pimp and his hoe. You know what I mean? Like, it would literally be one-sided in that negotiation room simply because Joshua has all the belts. He has 3 of the belts. Okay, he's the money man at the division. All right, he's the must-see guy at the division. All right, Wilder has 1 belt. He hasn't fought anyone of note, really, at the division. Okay, Joshua has with that one over Klitschko. So he's really in the driver's seat when it comes to that negotiation. But by being the mandatory for that belt, that does put Wilder in a position to where now it's something that's mandated to happen. Kind of tipping that scales a little bit back into his favor. So if that's the case, then that would make sense. But if that's not the case, why fight King Kong Ortiz? Why take that amount of risk? Okay? Especially when not needed. Okay? Now again, I love the fight. I love the idea of the fight. But why? And then the other thing that I think about with this is Wilder has a mandatory Berman-Stavern. Why go out of your way to avoid Berman-Stavern to fight King Kong Ortiz? Why not just fight Berman-Stavern? You know what I mean? And I'm not totally shitting on Wilder or anything like that. I'm not totally because I like Wilder as a fighter. I think Wilder, when it's all said and done, he's probably going to be the man at the division. You know what I mean? But why go out of your way to go away from Stavern? For what reason? Like, I understand he was trying to make the fight with Joseph Parker, and that was going down for a while. And, you know, I honestly don't know why he took so much time on that Parker situation. To me, it was very clear from Jump Street, Parker had absolutely no intention to fight Wilder. Even though I did videos talking about the possibility of that fight, in those videos, nowhere did I ever give the impression that I actually believe Parker wanted to fight Wilder. I thought that maybe Parker was ambitious enough and maybe would put his belt on the line possibly to fight him. But nowhere in those videos did I ever talk about Parker actually wanting to fight Wilder. I knew from Jump Street he had no intention of fighting Wilder, really. You know what I mean? Simply because of his body language when asked about Wilder. I mean, Wilder calling him out, no responses from Parker. I mean, you know, the list goes on and on when it comes to the different telltale signs that Parker had no interest in fighting Wilder. But anyway, Wilder lets this thing drag on like 6 months, him trying to make this fight with Parker. You know what I mean? Which I totally disagree with, because why the fuck would you stall out your entire career waiting for somebody to fight? Like I talk about this all the time with these fighters. They stall their entire career in hopes to get one fight. Why do that? You know, they fight like once a year. Wilder probably hasn't even fought. I don't even think he's fought this year in 2017. Waiting for a Joseph Parker. Like, for what, man? For what? For what? You know what I mean? But anyway, back on point. Why is he noticeably avoiding Berman-Stavern? Why? In order to fight King Kong Ortiz. You know, speculating again. Could Wilder not have the utmost confidence in beating Stavern? Could it be that he's not that confident about that? Because why else would you continuously avoid this fight? I mean, you know, people talk about what the fans want to see and what the fans want. I don't know that there's that many. I mean, honestly speaking, aside from maybe 2 heavyweights, there's not really many people that have a name at the heavyweight division. You know what I mean? You got Fury, you got Joshua, you got Wilder. Okay? You got Ortiz. Other than that, there's really no one else. So there's really no detriment to Wilder jumping in the ring fighting Stavern unless he's not confident he can win. To me, I mean, that's how I look at it. You know, maybe, and this is just maybe Stavern took a little bit of confidence away from Wilder, because up until the Stavern fight, Wilder was able to knock out every single opponent that he had stepped into the ring with. He fights Stavern, he's not able to knock out Stavern. Mind you, he won a unanimous decision, but maybe there was some mental damage done to Wilder. Okay? Maybe that mental damage is what's keeping him out of the ring from fighting Stavern again. I don't know. I have to speculate, because to me, it doesn't make sense. There's a piece of the puzzle that's missing from this equation. Because he could have been fought Stavern, got him out of the way, and moved on to bigger and better things. And we wouldn't even be having this conversation right now. But for some strange reason, the fight between Stavern and Wilder hasn't even been mentioned from Wilder for the most part. All right, so you know, we know Joshua is overseas and he's doing his thing. He has his mandatories that he has to take care of. Okay, that fight's not happening anytime soon. Okay, so while he's handling that, why not handle your business with Stavern, so that way you could start making chess moves if that's what you think, if that's what you're trying to do. Because him fighting King Kong Ortiz, that's kind of like a chess move. Even if it is for recognition, it's still a chess move. A chess move or a chess move to get him in position to be able to negotiate better with Anthony Joshua, if that's what it is. You know what I mean? No matter what the situation is, handle your business first at heavyweight. You know what I mean? With Stavern, get Stavern out of the picture, move on to bigger and better things, and shut this man up, man. He talking a gang of shit. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Hit it up in the comment section below. You could also hit me up on Twitter, box capital X or capital X die. You can hit me up on Facebook, box -sign or -sign die. Like the video, subscribe, all that bullshit. But until next time, it's your buddy Dynamite signing out. I'll let your motherfucking boy.